The sun was setting over the small town of Willow Creek, casting a warm orange glow over the streets. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of everyday life, there was a 60-year-old woman named Margaret who had just fallen in love. She couldn't believe it herself, but after years of being alone, she had finally found someone who made her heart flutter and her knees weak. And now she was determined to get married. Margaret was walking down the street, her heart racing with excitement as she headed towards the town's courthouse. She couldn't wait to tell her best friend, Sarah, about her plans to tie the knot with her new love, Tom. As she entered the courthouse, she was greeted by the friendly clerk, Mrs. Jenkins. "Good evening, Margaret. What brings you here today?" she asked with a smile. "I'm here to get married," Margaret exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. Mrs. Jenkins was taken aback. "Married? But you're already 60 years old." Margaret chuckled. "Love knows no age, Mrs. Jenkins. And I have finally found my soulmate." Mrs. Jenkins couldn't help but smile at Margaret's infectious happiness. "Well, congratulations. Let me get the paperwork ready for you." As Margaret waited, she couldn't help but think back to how she had met Tom. It was a chance encounter at the local library, where they both reached for the same book and their hands accidentally touched. From that moment on, they couldn't stop talking, and before they knew it, they were inseparable. Soon, Mrs. Jenkins returned with the marriage license and Margaret's best friend, Sarah, who had rushed over to the courthouse after receiving a call from Margaret. "Sarah, can you believe it? I'm getting married," Margaret exclaimed as she hugged her friend.